Dressmaker Janine Govins is suing Malika Hazel in the amount of $5,000. She says Ms. Hazel altered a dress made by her and sent photos to the press that ruined her reputation.
Ms. Govins, you're suing Ms. Hazel. You want $5,000 because the situation didn't go quite as planned with her wedding.
Yes, Your Honor. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh,
Your Honor,
likewise.
I'm a classy businesswoman. Ms. Hazel, on the other hand, leaves a lot to be desired. She's very ungrateful. She has a sense of self-entitlement. Oh. She was provided with a gown for her wedding that cost over $6,000, and she expects to give back nothing in return.
Well, wait a minute. You gave her a gown valued at over $6,000 because?
Yes, well, Your Honor, I'm a designer, and I was trying to expand my bridal wear line. And in order to do that, I decided to create a competition where I wanted to do something good for the community, so I decided I would have a competition where somebody who wouldn't normally be able to afford such a gown would
Well, how do you know that she couldn't afford it?
Well, the competition asks people to send in their story as to why they deserve the gown.
All right, and
so,
you participated in this?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
So what was your story that caused you to win?
Well, you see, my husband, or my fiancé at the time, he has been on vacation, if you will, for a few
was
years.
incarcerated, Your Honor.
Oh, is that what we're calling
Yes,
it now, vacation?
Yeah.
He was. He
It's
was
not the
away.
kind of vacation I'd want to go on.
Well, no. Well,
Sir,
why do you say vacation? Why don't you just say he
because
spent time in custody?
I mean, because
She's
it's
not truthful. She doesn't like to tell the
It's
truth.
not something we're exactly proud of, Your Honor. It's not something we want to celebrate, but we did want to
What you
celebrate
did to my
freedom.
dress, I'm not proud of that either.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Ms. Govins.
Oh,
Turn it
Your
down a little
Honor,
bit.
when it comes down to her dress, I won that contest fair and square.
And so what was it about your story? What did you say?
Oh, my story to her?
Yes.
Well, my husband, he was away, and I was pregnant with his child
Right.
at the time.
What was it that he had done in terms of this crime?
Well, he was a thief, you know, in his younger years, and it just caught up to him.
And arson, Your Honor.
He's a.
Is that true? Arson as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
You read the story, and were you the person that selected her?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so there was something about the fact that she was pregnant and he was in jail for thievery and arson
Well, Your Honor.
that was compelling to you.
Yes, what was
that?
What was compelling to me about the story is that it was found that he was falsely charged. And I thought...
Well, okay, now stop. Well, then that's a whole different thing.
But he has committed other crimes. He does committed thievery.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Hold
Shame
on.
the devil.
You
tell
just
the truth.
said it yourself.
He's
What are you
only
talking about?
He only hit a couple licks back
Your
in
Honor,
his day.
you can't
Your
get
Honor,
sense out of this
you
woman.
can't-
It's ridiculous.
Stop. What did he do?
He worked at this local gas station in our community, and his boss was trying to fire him for being late a couple times or more.
So he was late and not
Giving
being a
you
good employee?
spring rolls. She's not telling you the whole
He was
truth.
late because he was taking care of me because I was sick at the time.
While you were pregnant?
Right, I was pregnant.
And so you
She's
wanted to help her.
lying, Your
Exactly.
Honor. She's a lie.
What is she lying
I don't
about?
have a reason
Because
to lie.
I never said that.
I gave you a $6,000 dress. I don't have a reason to lie.
I
You came up. I didn't come up.
$6,000
I
dress.
didn't
You
come
didn't
up
just
at all
give
with your...
me anything.
Okay,
I
ladies,
gave
talk
you
to
my
me.
story
Sorry,
and you
Your
So
liked it.
Your Honor,
you
this is-
felt as though, based on you making the decision to select her, later it turned out that she was dancing around certain issues and wasn't
Exactly,
being
Your Honor. She wasn't
forthcoming.
giving me the whole truth
We
and
only
nothing but
talked
the
one
truth.
time, and that
Your
was
Honor,
through my
And
letter.
how many people were submitted that you considered?
Your Honor, we had thousands of entries. I mean,
and this one just stood out as the clear.
Well, what happened, I had business partners that went through some of the ones that really weren't going to make
Kinda
the
filtered
cut.
them out.
And then once we got down to a few hundred, then I started to look at them. The reason why, and he had, I knew about some of the past, but not everything that she's saying now.
But
and
the
so
thing
I
is, it was like a Robin Hood
Excuse
story.
me, Mrs. Ratchet.
Hazel, thank you.
Stop.
I'm sorry, Your
Ratchet.
Honor. I'm
Oops.
sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
not me.
She's taking me to...
I was thinking you were
I'm from
going to say
Overtown, okay?
Hazel.
Oh, that's my
No.
town, okay?
Ma'am,
We get
ma'am,
down.
ma'am,
I'm not
ma'am.
ratchet,
Wait,
though.
I didn't
Don't make
hear-
me take it there.
Please
I
believe
will.
you are. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Your
This
Honor.
is-
I still have
I didn't
Hold
think
it.
I'd have her attacking my character like that.
This is not ghetto court.
I'm sorry. I'm
All right.
sorry. I'm
So,
trying
hey,
to
hey.
be
Thank you.
professional, but
Focus on what I'm saying.
she insulted me.
You're
sir.
talking.
I'm so sorry.
You said we don't get down. Who's we? You were talking about something.
I'm sorry. That was just my alter ego. Sometimes I get a little, flustered.
But
up.
you were
She
saying
attacked
we don't
me
get down
verbally.
like that. Who's we that you're referring to?
Well,
Her and her other personalities. Keep it real. You have many that I had to deal with during this whole process. Your Honor, I'm trying to run a business, and this woman has really just made a mockery of my company. I wanted to do something good for somebody. Oh, please. I wanted to do something good for someone, and she took advantage of what I was doing. There were other women who were well deserving of what I was offering.
If they were deserving, then they would have won.
This is what we're dealing with right now. We are dealing with this woman. You look like you were getting ready to cry. What?
It's because I don't appreciate her attacking my character.
And I don't appreciate
I'm a hard-working woman, okay? At the time, we didn't have the full means to take care of me and a child that was coming up. When he got fired, he didn't need to be fired because we needed that money. He broke into the gas station to take care of me.
I get that whole story.
That's why. He's not a bad
What's his name?
person.
What's his name?
His name is Jeffrey.
All right.
Coming up.
Were there any problems with the wedding?
No.
Yes.
The thing about it is that she's offended that I wanted to include my daughter into my wedding. My daughter was 7 months old by the time it was time for me to get married. I really wanted her to be a part of my wedding. She wasn't old enough or big enough to walk yet to be my flower girl. So I'm a very religious woman, and I asked God to just give me a vision of how I can include my daughter on this special day.
Please, don't blame that on God, what you did.
Ms. Govins, I'm not going to tell you again.
God gave me this vision in my dream. It was a very, very, very vivid, clear vision in my dream on how I could include my daughter. So the dream included my beautiful gown that Ms. Govins created for me.
Yes.
And me including a pocket on the train so my daughter could safely sit in it and I could actually pull her with me as we're going together in this commitment journey with my husband.
Exactly, Your Honor.
I'm wanting to be very clear about what you're saying. Are you telling me that you attached the baby to the train of the dress?
Yes, Your Honor. She was very safe. She was very safe and secure. She was awake during all of it.
Who does that?
It was a lace pocket.
Your Honor, I have pictures.
Stop.
I have pictures.
Did you design the dress so the baby could ride on the train?
This is exactly the problem, Your Honor, because part of the agreement was that I would be able to get good publicity from her feel-good story, plus images. People want to see the front, back, and side of a wedding dress.
They saw it all.
Women don't choose a wedding dress based just on the front image. They like to see all around the dress. If the back doesn't look right, they won't buy it. So having this baby attached, once she altered the dress...
My baby is beautiful.
Once she altered the dress and put this contraption that made a mockery out of my design, it was no longer my design. So I can't use those images or her story. So I've basically given $6,000 away.
How long was the train?
Your Honor, I have pictures.
Let me see, please. How long was the train?
5 feet, just like me.
And
so I had her near the middle towards me so it could be more secure because I'm like bottom heavy a little bit.
It's a complete joke.
It's not a joke.
Yes, thank you.
It's a
so
beautiful
you actually put the baby at the bottom of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, firstly,
it was really nice.
Completely unsafe.
I got so many followers on Instagram after that. People were tweeting me for my design. I got her so much publicity, so much.
Your Honor, the publicity
I just think that she needs to be more grateful for all the publicity I got her. I didn't do this to be a celebrity, but I got fans now.
I had comments like Ratchet Couture. You're a joke. You're a joke. You think it's a joke? I'm trying to run a business.
So I take it that there was a lot of, you put the dress with the baby on your Instagram.
All of it. I'm very proud of my creation. My beautiful daughter on my beautiful dress on my beautiful,
and you had already planned on having people photograph this.
That was part of the agreement.
So they were already there.
We had local press there. We had people to write story, to interview her after, to take pictures.
I held my part of the
So
agreement.
what you thought was going to be very positive became more controversial.
Exactly. And you should see the media, what they were saying on Twitter and things like that. Ratchet Couture.
Wow.
Jesus, take the wheel.
She did that.
I mean, it was you laugh, Your Honor, but I am trying to run a business.
So out of your element
I don't find that funny. You know, when I put out it cost me $1,000 in materials. The dress itself is valued over $6,000. Plus,
and now
I hired
you have proof of that?
a publicist.
You have proof of that?
Yes, Your Honor, it's up there in front of you.
She don't have proof of that.
Coming up.
Like, I don't understand why she's so jealous.
Wait, are these some of the comments you're saying that people? Oh, and they used your
Yes.
handle.
Yes.
And can you
so
say...
now my company is a joke. I'm here trying to expand my line, and it's being brought down. Like, if I'd known that it would have gone this way, I just would have chosen regular
Okay,
methods.
so, you know, people on these social media sites, I mean, they are brutal.
Haters are going to hate.
Yes.
But at the end of the day...
Hold on a moment. I didn't finish the point.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Can you say rug burn?
Hello.
No.
Kill the designer and fire the stylist.
You. Hello. Thank you.
Drunk and in love.
That's helping my business.
They mad. You're going to have haters, girl. I'm just trying to let you know. That's just the beginning.
Why is there conversation? I didn't ask anyone a question.
Oh, my fault.
You said you were a woman of faith. And that God spoke to you.
He did, in my dream.
And so when you started seeing all these negative responses, what did you think?
I mean, there's going to be some people who don't understand your vision. You're not supposed to understand my vision, Your Honor. But at the end of the day, it was my wedding. It was a gift from her.
Here's the problem that I have, though.
Fair and square.
The bottom line
You have a situation where you're in an agreement with someone about how this is going to be promoted.
Right.
So if why didn't you let Ms. Govins know?
Well, we had already finished our business. She done so much for me.
No, you hadn't finished the business because the business, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
The business was not just you getting the dress. The business was you then showcasing the dress so she could take all of that and turn it into more business.
Right.
So if you do something to alter her plans and you don't give her the common courtesy of letting her know that, you're so busy talking, you're not listening.
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
I am, sir.
Coming up.
And you are completely clueless about how that would leave her feeling. And yet you claim to be this woman of faith.
I am. That's
so your faith and what you're saying is inconsistent.
How?
Because you're not taking into account the other person's perspective that got you to the wedding in the gown that you look so fabulous in.
Do unto others.
There was nothing in the contract that said I could not alter my dress and include my baby.
Your Honor,
me including my baby was the only intention behind that.
I'm saying stop. You see me saying stop. You keep talking. And when you keep talking, when I say stop, you know what you're saying? Screw you, Judge.
No, I'm not. I would never say that.
You talking now. Now say something else.
Judge Ross's verdict.
Did you sign a contract with her?
She entered online, and the contract wasn't in line. You have to click that you agree to all.
You have a copy of that?
I don't have that with me, Your Honor.
You're out. She's out.
She's out? Let's go, ma'am. Judge says you're done. Let's go.
I'm ready to roll. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the defendant. She said one thing. The contract didn't say she couldn't alter the dress.
It did, Your Honor.
I don't have proof of that. You are absolutely right. And having said that, your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I got kicked out, but I won. I'm about to start designing wedding gowns. Holla at me.
I'm extremely disappointed in the ruling. I tried to do good for someone, and I ended up the loser.